Hey guys, Marc Lalonde. I got some pretty disturbing news this morning. I heard that Bob Miller, the gratitude guru, passed away yesterday. Um, I had the honor and privilege to be interviewed by Bob on one of his shows, and Bob was one of the most inspirational people that I personally know. He spread gratitude throughout the world. I mean, the gratitude guru, that's what he did, and that's what the show was about. Now, I have about, I don't know, 25 or 30 interviews that I haven't cut yet. And when I heard this news, I had to put this out today. Today we are May 19th, 2016. So I cut up the video. This interview talks about something that I practice on a daily basis. And I believe Bob's interview was the only time I talked about this, and that's gratitude. I practice gratitude every single day, and we talk about that in this interview. It's been bothering me all morning, actually, this news. I didn't know Bob very closely, but the times I did meet him and hung out with him, it was very uplifting. Anyways, we'll just get to the interview. Rest in peace, Bob. Enjoy the interview, and hope you get something out of it, because gratitude is one of the most important things that I practice. Okay, guys. See you soon.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob Miller with another edition of the Practice Gratitude Success Show. And first off, I want to say thank you to everybody who's here. I want to say thank you to my co-host today, Marc Lalonde. I want to say thank you to Lisa, Clive, Rick Johnson, Glenn Mooney, everybody that's here, and everybody's going to be popping in. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so grateful for that. And we have a special treat here for you today. I've been telling everybody. Clive actually was here. Clive Jeffrey was here yesterday, and he was just raving about this guy here today, Marc Lalonde, just saying what he's got so many great strategies and tips that he's gonna talk about. But you know what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what we're not going to talk about right off the bat? Guess what we are going to talk about right off the bat? Yes, you're right. Gratitude. We're going to talk about gratitude because this is the Practice Gratitude Success Show. And what I like to ask people is, did you ever have a challenge that you overcame and you used gratitude to bring it to that place, to bring it to where you are right now? And that's what our co-host is going to talk about today. Now, if we get into other things, that's fine. But right now, Marc, let's open up with, first of all, thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate you being here today.
It's an honor. It's an honor, buddy. I've been watching.
Everybody wants to hear your story, man. They want to hear your story. Because we always hear about just these great marketing things. But let's hear about Marc. Let's hear about you.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll give you my dirty little story, the one that doesn't get out there too much.
Okay.
I think I may have said it once, maybe twice. But here's the thing. This story. Am I echoing?
I don't know. Does anybody hear echo? Let me mute myself in the meantime.
I think we're good. Hey, Ray Tarlay, Lisa, Clive, Len, Rick. Hey, Bob. No, I guess what I wanted to do is, because I know what you stand for, and I don't think a lot of people know that in my DMO, in my actual daily method of operation, there's a half hour dedicated for written down gratefulness. Like I'll just show you real today. This is today. This is part of my DMO, the things I'm grateful for. Every single day I do this. I don't talk about this because it's I don't know. A lot of people go, give me some strategies. Tell me how to get followers on Twitter. I'm like, but dude, if you're not grateful, it's a piece of the puzzle. So I guess what I'll tell you about right off the bat, because when you talked about your stroke, remember you talked about that on Friday Night Live there when the first thing I did was take a shower. Like I listened very carefully, and I don't know. I think it's almost like a lot of people start being grateful when close calls happen, I think, because in my case, some people may know this, but I was homeless. I was homeless for quite a while, living in parks, going at soup kitchens, like literally begging for change in the street. And that was about 12 years ago. So I was at the, hey, Christy, I was at the brink of, well, I was at the brink of suicide for sure. I mean, I was at the point where I won't go into much detail about this, but the thing that saved me was there was a soup kitchen I was going to. I don't know if you guys could picture this, but yeah, I was like not just homeless as in nowhere to stay. I was like homeless as in on the street homeless, had to steal food for, without going into the details, because I know a lot of people have been through hardships like that. But it started changing for me at a soup kitchen when one of the counselors, it's more of a volunteer, he had given me a little, I guess he saw something in me because I was successful before. And then I hit rock bottom, well, for a variety of reasons. And I got hooked on different bad addictions. And, you know, it was a whirlwind. It started going down and it was a rock bottom. So from there, I was at the point where I was trying to claw my way out of it, okay? Mm-hmm. And it was at a soup kitchen where a volunteer had given me, sorry, I'm flashing back. It's almost emotional because I'm feeling it, eh? I don't think about this too much, but
go on.
He gave me like a pamphlet of affirmations and where you would write your own affirmations. And that's where I started reciting my own affirmations, as silly as it sounds, on the park bench, under a tree when it was raining, when it was freezing, going into like stairwells, breaking into stairwells and buildings just to keep warm, and then panhandling during the day. And I am having flashbacks for sure, Jackson. Welcome, J-Man. And when I started doing those affirmations, I'll just make this super, super quick, but things started changing pretty darn fast, from getting a job, doing a little bit of construction here and there, to finally being able to rent a room by getting paid cash under the table, eventually getting my own place, getting back in the computer field. Like, that's the hiccup I really don't talk about too much because it doesn't benefit many people in my regular training. But in this case, I believe it does, because affirmations got me out of that place. Not because I prayed and they magically fell from the sky. It's basically because my brain was tuned into that vibration, I guess. So, because we can all do it. We can all get out of a bad spot, but it depends how tuned in you are, right?
Right.
And after that, that's when I started practicing daily gratitude. And it's funny because when I say daily gratitude, there's almost not a day that goes by. I just showed you real quick today. I could read off some things I wrote today because they're completely random. But what's even cooler, I just went into one of my bins and I pulled out like these are all full, from daily gratitude that dates back to 2004, 2002, 2000, a dozen years anyways. So the periods where I didn't practice gratitude, like when I say practice gratitude, it doesn't work for me if I used to do it in my head, in my shower, and just say, I'm grateful for this. It didn't work even close to the same as when I physically wrote it down on paper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So my rule, I'm a DMO guy. I mean, if it's written down, I'll do it. If there's a checkbox, if I just say I'll get to it, odds are I'll slip it by, or I'll forget, or I'll say I'll get to it later. So the gratitude, for me, it was 20 things I'm grateful for. And every time I've been not grateful, it's almost like a graph in the stock market. You know, when you see stocks go up and down, they're doing really, really well. Well, whenever I'm grateful and single helps me too. We'll get into that. But every time I'm grateful for things and single, but no, whenever I'm grateful, my value goes up as far as success goes. Always, and happiness and everything. And whenever I take breaks from being grateful, the graph goes down or stabilizes. And I'm sure you could relate to that, right? Mm. So, I mean, for me, it's funny. I was just kind of going through some of these old things. I'm like, what I was thinking of doing was picking out an old entry, and then as I was going through them, I'm like, oh, I can't read that. I'm like, oh, I can't. Keep in mind, I was single and dating, right? So I was like, I can't read that one. I'm like,
we want to hear it. We want to hear it.
you want a complete random one? I'll give you one. You want to hear what I wrote today? Just really quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is just today. This is just this morning. And I do this every day. I could go to yesterday's. You can call my bluff, but I mean every day. Tuesday, there it is, February 9th, which, by the way, today is the, I don't know how I can be grateful for this, but today is the 1-year anniversary, exactly today, of when I put my cat down, which is weird. We have this grateful show on, yeah, 1 year. Pretty crazy stuff. I don't know if you ever lost a pet, but
yeah, oh yeah,
it's a real big deal. It was a real big deal for me.
It's a family member.
Oh, she was. I'm just thinking, okay, we'll go through this real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'll tell you what I wrote today. I didn't write, I'm grateful to be on the Miller Show, which I should have probably done. Sorry, Bob. I must have left you out here at some point.
I've got it right now, so that's good.
So here's what I wrote today. I'm grateful to be able to jump out of bed at 4 a.m. I am grateful to want to jump out of bed at 4 a.m. I'm grateful for my beautiful red blank parked downstairs. When we talk about cars, I probably shouldn't have wrote that. A lot of material stuff I'm grateful for too, okay? People and material stuff. It's because of what it took to get there. And I like nice things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm also grateful for the free 2016 Cadillac. You guys are going to think I'm shallow. A lot of these things are material. I'm grateful that my family finally supports what I do, even though they have no idea what I do. I wrote that, so I must have meant it.
I love that. I love that.
They're like, he makes money. I don't even know what he does. But
I have no idea.
they were disappointed, my friend, when I left my $200,000 a year computer job to do network marketing. Oh, let's just say that it hit the fan pretty hard.
Wow.
I'm grateful for the X amount of dollars that came in from my Super Bowl win. I rarely bet. I put a nice little bet. I'm grateful for my legs that allow me to get out. I'm grateful for my legs that allow me to get to where I need to be in a very efficient way, and also allow me to go for daily runs, which I love to do. Grateful for my legs. There's a good one. I'm grateful, and I just wrote this, and it's almost like I forget. I wrote it this morning at 4:30 a.m. Weird, eh? Because it just pours out of you in the morning, I find.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm grateful for my arms, hands, and fingers, which allow me to easily write down here what I'm grateful for. Beautiful. I'm grateful for my perfectly functioning eyeballs, which allow me to see all the beautiful things that I get to see every day. But I'm not grateful for my handwriting. Obviously, I can't read my own handwriting.
You're probably better than me, buddy.
I'm grateful for the amazing interview that Norbert released live yesterday, where I'm chilling alongside of other industry leaders. That was really humbling, by the way. I'm grateful for the 6 new promoters that I brought in personally yesterday, including Valerie, a nurse. It will not only open up and lead Quebec. A lot of this probably doesn't mean anything, but every little thing that I'm grateful for and pops into my mind, I write down. I'm grateful for breaking 200 leads yesterday. I'm grateful for 100 telephone numbers from strangers yesterday. And is that 4 more things? I'm grateful for some of these things. I also presuppose, Bob. I don't know if you do this. Are you ever grateful for things that haven't happened yet?
Gratitude in advance. Absolutely. Yeah. I practice that. Yep.
Like I put, I'm grateful. It says, I'm grateful for hitting L5 honey badger within MLSP. I haven't hit it, but in my mind I have. It's almost like I already am.
You got it.
It pulls you closer. I'm grateful for a 7-figure income in 2016 again. I'm presupposing, right? I'm grateful for my perfect health. I'm grateful for my perfectly functioning health machine of a body. That may be a little far-fetched, but that's all I got for today. But that's an example of something I do every single day, my friend. And it's almost like when I don't do my affirmations, that stock ticker starts stabilizing and I start going down slowly. It's true. It's like I have to always be in that state of gratitude. And that's why when you asked me to be on, I'm like, this is interesting because nobody knows I do this. And like I said, it's 20 things per day. There's quite a few people that are chatting up.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's probably not what they were expecting, but we're only 15 minutes in. So the floor is yours, but it's the same idea of what I've been doing for probably 14 years now. Every day, with the exception of a few days missed.
Okay, now I know the answer. I think there's an echo on.
Yeah.
Is that my echo? Can you mute just for a second, Mark?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question, then I'll get out. Just wait here, because I think this is probably coming from me. So I know the answer to this, Mark. I know the answer to this. But how important is it for you to take the time, or what is the reason that you take the time to be grateful? What does that keep out when you do that stuff? What does that keep out from coming into your head? And I'll let you answer that.
The bad voices. No, seriously. No, but seriously, it's almost like booting up a computer for me. You know, if you let your computer run all night, then you continue working on it, it'll be full of little bugs and things the next day. For me anyways, I kind of compare it to booting up that computer, getting it fresh, getting it ready for action. Because I do that, when I do that with the body, it's insane. If I don't work out in the morning, I'm a dud all day. I'm just, I got to wake up the body. I got to move it around. Everyone should. If you don't, you'll notice the difference. Your brain will feel it. And I find that the mindset is the same deal. If I'm grateful, I do my affirmations, I'm off to the races. It's like setting it in the morning, you know, setting it in a good state. And I mean, I get knocked around a lot. I don't know if you guys can probably imagine. If you talk to the amount of strangers that I talk to, and right now I just opened up cold calling again in my DMO for my team. Cold calling is a brutal game to play. You're gonna get demoralized all the time, and those are the moments where I kind of I have some triggers. I call them gratefulness triggers that I use. They're kind of weird, but they work. Like for example, I don't know if you ever saw the movie $1 Million Baby with Clint Eastwood. The girl boxer there, you know what I mean? There's a scene in that, obviously, when she ends up in the hospital bed and he comes and sees her for the first time. Like that scene is almost one of my triggers. So whenever I'm pissed off and I'm complaining and I'm like, God, I can't believe I didn't get that sale, or how dare they talk to me that way? I go, slow down there, buddy. And that's like one trigger I'll think about. And I know it's only a movie, but I have many triggers like that. Mm-hmm. And I set them in my mind and I'm like, you better be grateful, you son of a gun. Don't be bitching about the little stuff here. Be grateful. And it sets me back just because I have a lot of stuff that, like I said, I get knocked around a lot during a day. So I need these triggers. Even if I do it in the morning, I am a human being. I am. When haters really take a good stab at you, you get pumped up sometimes. You get upset. And you start complaining. And so I'm constantly resetting myself through every day, pretty much. However, I find that it's becoming less and less. You know, I may do it once or twice a day. Some days not at all. But anyone who does what I do in the cold market, you're going to be up. Well, you're always getting told something negative, right? So, I mean, it's to keep the evil voices away, really, because the longer you think about something, negative, it'll just encapsulate you. Like, right. The more seconds you think about it, you literally have to stop yourself. It's crazy, isn't it?
You know, it's like Tony Robbins says, it's like this, you're not being positive saying there's no weeds, there's no weeds, there's no weeds. No, there's weeds. Weeds
Yeah.
are going to come into your freaking garden, trust me.
I know, Tony Robbins, I love his weeds thing.
You want to do your best to stop them from coming in, and that's what you're doing with that gratitude. When you put that time into that gratitude, those weeds won't have a chance to come in at that time. Now they will later on when you're out there when you're making these cold calls, they're coming in. You're getting bombarded all the time. But you start off fresh because you already kept those things out, and then when you do come in, you're picking them and you're throwing those things out of there. That's awesome. I love your strategy.
A good trick for well, I don't know if this is off topic. It's a strategy actually.
Whatever you want to say.
I'm doing cold call training right now in a boot camp, and it's cold calls are super lucrative, right? I shouldn't look at the chat. Shiny object, right? When you smile, you know, people see you smiling, right, at the other end of the line, even though I still say at the other end of the line, even though we're in a mobile world. At the other end of that telephone line, you know. No, it's true. If you're smiling, if you're literally physically smiling, I will literally curl some people even, believe it or not, well, believe it or not, it's a fact. I've researched this stuff. Some people actually take a pen, they bite on a pen 30 seconds before they get on the phone because it forces your jaw to get into that, you know, that posture, the smiling posture. And even though you're not smiling, if you do it for 30 seconds, take the pen out, you'll be like smiling without even knowing, smiling and dialing. So I mean, that's cool. I train my people to get into that state because it shows in your voice and the vibrations of your voice, and it betters your odds. You need a solid script. But yeah, so it's almost like being in that grateful state. Well, it's like complimenting someone, right? What are the first two things you do when you meet someone? You say in network marketing or business, you're in a hurry, and then you throw them a sincere compliment. So it's almost the same thing as being grateful. It's appreciation, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And another thing you mentioned too, Mark, you talked about conditioning your body, like, you know, getting your exercise, doing that stuff in the first thing in the morning. That's another big Tony Robbins thing. You know, you can change your state in an instant just by moving. Instead of going, oh, I'm depressed, I just don't feel good. Well, then get up and freaking move, do something, and that changes your state immediately.
Yeah, well, with Tony Robbins, it's interesting because I started doing incantations I'd say probably about 8 years ago. Incantations are basically when you're doing an affirmation while you're moving, and you do it to a rhythm. So like one of mine is like when I'm on the treadmill, I'm like, God's wealth is circulating in my life. His wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. All of my needs, goals, and desires are met instantaneously through infinite intelligence. For I am one with God, and God is everything. And I'm literally moving as I'm saying it. And it's insane. It's almost like it gets into your cells as you're doing it at the same time. It's crazy. It's like Tony Robbins is the man. You obviously know him very well.
Now I see Ray Tar over here on the chat. He actually worked. I don't know if he still does, but he worked for Tony Robbins.
No way.
Yeah. He actually worked. With Tony Robbins. So I don't know. Ray, type in if you still are or not. But yeah, he did. So I'm sure he could probably share a lot of cool things. We'll have to have him on a show one of these days and give us some cool.
Well, yeah. Ray is an international man of mystery. I've never seen the guy like in a video. I've seen pictures, but every little comment he's a little. He's like one of those little genius cavemen there. We don't know if he actually exists.
He's 6'7".
But the other day I was talking about Gary Vee, we were talking about Gary Vee and how he used to go to Gary Vaynerchuk's store when he was young. And then another day I was talking about Dr. Furman, his nutritional stuff, right? Dr. Furman's, I follow his plan pretty much. The GOMBS, G-bombs, it's a super salad, right? Ray knew all about that. I'm like, that dude knows about everything. Like, he's a little genius there. It'd be awesome to get him out on a show for sure.
No, that's You hear that, Ray? You hear that? You gotta come out here. We need to find out if you're a real person or not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So today was kind of different, wasn't it? I've never done this kind of stuff because people throw me into an interview and it's like, how do you do this? How do you do this?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, you said say whatever you want, but when you start talking about gratitude, I said, yeah, let's just talk about that. And especially, I love to talk to people who've overcome a challenge. People probably don't know. I think I did hear you say that on Jackson's show that you were homeless. I think you did mention that on Friday Night Live. I think didn't you say that on his show?
I think I may have talked about my father's death on his show because that was pretty tragic for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all go through this stuff. But I think being homeless was my toughest one because to get to that level, it was the downward spiral because I was doing very well. I went down to rock bottom, then I had to dig my way out. So if I was always rock bottom, it may have been different. A lot of addiction and stuff, right? That's crazy. Like, it's not you anymore. It's like the devil got his claws in you and you're out of control. You're done. It's like, so when I was the downward spiral, it was like unbelievably difficult to get out of. Unbelievably. So when people say, how do you do 20 cold calls a day? I'm like, buddy, you don't even know how easy this is compared to what I've been through. It's a piece of cake.
Right.
Like this. Anyways, it's just, it makes the rest of your life much more easier.
It's all perspective. When you can tap into that, when you can tap into those hard parts of your life and use them as perspective, it propels you, doesn't it?
Listen, they're being comedic, in the chat. Jackson Kelly, what are you doing up this early, buddy?
Jackson said all Canadians are home. Yeah, they're running smack on you right now.
I know they are.
But will you, Mark? We only have like about 4 minutes left here. Now, will you come back again and talk about the things that most people probably do want to hear? I mean, because today was all same thing with Clive. The first day he came on, we learned about Clive. I want to hear about the parrot on his shoulder and how he kept the shit off. I want to hear that. I wanted to find out what he did to keep that off of there. And then he came back and he shared strategies yesterday. So I think people are probably coming in today to hear, wow, we got to get these nuggets from Marc Lalonde. Will you come back and share some things?
Yeah, no, never. I'm never coming back. I had a horrible time today.
Okay. Well, then you got 2 minutes to give us all your strategies in 2 minutes right now. Quick, hurry up.
Well, I'll tell you this right now because what Clive was talking about yesterday, it brought me back down memory lane because here's the thing. Here's something I want people to keep in mind. 1 year ago, 1 year, 14 months now, I didn't even know what a lead was. I had no idea what internet marketing was. I didn't know what any of that crap was, none of that. I was a guy who literally went into shopping malls and harassed people. I harassed strangers at work. I harassed strangers at the gym to try my product. That's how I did my network marketing. So when I saw what Clive was doing yesterday with Facebook, it brought back memories as in 6 months ago. Because now, how can I describe this? This would be like if you were to, I shouldn't say tsunami, but you know like a tsunami when you see in videos, the water starts going up slowly at the beginning? Right. Then all of a sudden, it's like the whole village is flooded. It's like to get that little, or a snowball maybe. When a snowball starts, it takes a while to get started, but once it gets going, that's how this worked for me. In the beginning, I was hitting people up one-on-one, just like Clive was, literally calling them one after the other. And believe me, after a while of doing this over and over, you won't have to do that forever. It actually stops. Yesterday, what did I say, 6 people? Yesterday, I recruited 6 people into my MLM, but out of those 6 people, they all contacted me through Facebook. Literally. And some of them were looking for MLSP. And when we're looking for leads, when you get good at something, you work on it. And me, it's converting people into my MLM. So when they come to me looking for leads, before I just plug them in, I say, Are you really happy where you are? Let me ask you a few questions. Because maybe it's not getting leads that's the problem. Maybe they're just in the wrong company with the wrong leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I got someone that was not even looking for a new company come in, and she's going to open up the whole French market for me. So these are, I guess my point is, when I started doing it the Clive way, and by the way, that was my first strategy. That's how I got my first 10 leads per day, was doing exactly what Clive did yesterday. That's so powerful. But the trick is do it consistently, right? Every day. Reach out to a certain amount of people. And the way he was doing it was perfect too. Did you see the guy's got what, 1,000 friend requests pending?
I know.
He can pick and choose who he wants to. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So what happens is, that's how it is at the beginning, and I want you guys to know that goes away. And it went away damn fast for me. It went away within 4 months. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I literally don't even have to prospect anymore. So it's something to keep in mind of what's coming if you stick to it. But do it, Clive. Go back to Clive's show. That's exactly what I do, pretty much. What I used to do, pretty much. That works over time. So that's a good tip. Free Facebook. I didn't do Twitter at first. I did Twitter second. I was getting
Twitter. Is that your big? Clive mentioned that's your big thing right now, Twitter, right?
Yeah, I get about 100 leads a day through Twitter alone now, and they're targeted. They're very, very, very targeted. But one of my virtual assistants is sick, so I'm a little upset. I got to send her flowers because when you have employees, guys, here's a little tip. When you have employees and they're well trained, treat them like gold, man, because you don't want to. It's almost like you don't want them leaving. You don't want them moving on. I give her a raise because I miss her now. I don't want to be doing all that stuff, you know?
Right. Hey, Mark, do you have a few extra minutes to stick around a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, we don't have to end it right now at 9 o'clock or at 12 o'clock your time. So if you want to continue sharing some of the little things, you can always come back some other time. But please, if you got something you want to, how did you said so? The first took you like 4 months to really get going. What was the thing that actually got you going? What got you started after the initial tough time?
Here's what I was telling you this earlier, Bob, about how people that I work with, it's important for me to get money in their pocket now. Okay, so I explain to them that over time they're gonna make whatever they want to make. That's up to them. It's up to anyone, but it's important for me to get money in their pocket almost next week, pretty much. Because by doing that, I was saying they stay longer in the game. So I can give you guys some tips right now on how to make money, like right away. Aside from affirmations and all that stuff, you need the right mindset. That goes without saying. You need to fail your way to accept failure and don't care what people say. Get beyond that. That's childish. In my opinion, that is childish stuff when you let it get to you. It's like fear of criticism. Look at the way I dress. Who cares? Just, it's a numbers game. Now, here's what I want to say. When I talked to Norbert, he was asking me, because I got up to 100 leads a day without a blog before I made my first video. Before I was ever in front of any camera, I was getting 100 leads a day. Before I had a blog, and I was making money through affiliate stuff. And how did I do that? It's as easy as, it's as easy as grabbing some campaigns that you like in the back office of My Lead System Pro. I don't know if we're going to talk about My Lead System Pro, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, feel free to talk about it.
Because it doesn't really matter as long as you get something that's going to pay you a commission, right?
Right.
So those 100% the 100% products, they're good. What I do, and all the pros recommend this. And it's funny because when Tanya, Eliza, and Cesar Rodriguez were on the show, they were talking about how he wanted to get an extra, something done to their in-ground pool, but it would be like $100,000 just to get that done. And she's like, okay, so how many courses would I have to sell of this and that and this? So she reverse engineered almost how much it would cost, broke it down, how long it would take. So I need to sell one course per month of a specific product. Now using Twitter, I know I keep going back to Twitter. You want me to give you guys the link to my training? It's free.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's free, and a lot of people some people are paying for this type of content that I've provided.
They might
Because
ask for money back though.
what's that?
They might ask for their money back.
Well, that's the thing. No. I never. Here's the thing. Have you ever seen me sell any of my information? It's
No,
impossible.
that's what Clive was raving about yesterday. He was just saying, he said, you're never out there. People don't even know what the heck you're doing, but everything comes to you. You know,
Yeah.
you've got the law of attraction thing going down, man.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. People go, how, and that's why a lot of people are hating on me, right? Because people are selling information, and I'm giving it away. So,
Right.
but here's the thing. I think I was talking to Tarley about this the other day. My money comes from MLM. Attraction marketing can be used for whatever you want, whatever you want. I was telling Norbert the other day, I go, you look at the Pesco Solitos, okay? It's easy 7-figure earners, but they do it through affiliate marketing. So they don't use network marketing. Everyone, it's up to you what you want to, if you get leads, you put them where you want to with skill, with practice. So with me, it's network marketing. That's my cash cow. And people don't even know what my company is. I keep it out of the picture. So by providing value, and by telling people I'm a network marketer, it's just a matter of time before they go, okay, I've had it. What's your company? What's your link? It's almost like filling the funnel. And it's interesting because my Twitter training that I just recently did, it's exactly what I do. Exactly what I do. So there's no, like in the original one I did in My Lead System Pro, it didn't upset me, but I found it frustrating when people wanted to know how to use Twitter or any of my stuff. And I had to say, look, I know you're broke and I want to help you, but you have to be in My Lead System Pro to get it, you know? So that's why I kind of did my own and started putting it out there. So I'll put the link in if you want in there.
Yeah, please do.
It's simple. It's asklalonde.com/Twitter. That's it.
Ask.
Ask Lalonde, my last name.
Okay.
/Twitter. And that's, yeah, it's screen shares. And again, you got to be consistent. And what I was going to say is, if you promote value that's tied to an affiliate product, you're going to get the lead and you're going to sell a lot of stuff. You're going to sell. It's actually not that hard to make an extra 5 figures per month in affiliate marketing. And that's just me who's not even promoting that stuff. Like I've said many times, I wake up to a couple of grand just there and I'm like, where did that come from? It's just through, you're giving the value. Some people don't care about your MLM, but they'll go look in the product and things just happen on its own while you're providing free value. So that's how I get leads, is by providing value. So when I provide value, I make affiliate money on the way. So it's like before I even built my brand, I was making money through affiliate marketing. So, I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, through Twitter, because Twitter, you can target who you're marketing to, what kinds of products you market to. I don't only market courses and value and stuff like that. I market all kinds of stuff to get people interested in my wellness stuff, right? So like I was seeing the thing you did, I watched you this morning, Bob, this morning. You had some kind of greens, right, to give you the boost there?
Yeah.
I can't go a day without my greens. I got the same, I do the same thing. I mean, you feel it, right away, pretty much.
I had some other stuff and I had to wait till that went away before I got this. I just got this yesterday. So first thing I did was I put it in water. I drank a cup and I said, well, that tastes pretty good. I drank it. I had another about halfway done. I goes, whoa.
I know.
I felt it like right away. That's holy mackerel. This is really good stuff here.
I know. Here's the thing. Greens are hot now. Greens are hot. Like, you know how things trend? Greens are hot. So I actually have capture pages that will literally have a picture of that, and they'll guide them to, and I'll follow people from like Weight Watchers, all the followers of Weight Watchers, or Jenny Craig. So Twitter, you can just do anything. I got a car dealership lady in My Lease System Pro I was talking about the other day. She's finding people on Twitter like that. Super easy to target followers on Twitter. It's almost like cheating.
That's what I say. Gratitude is kind of like cheating. It's like it brings you, if you want to feel better about life and love, gratitude does that to you. It is. I mentioned it a lot of times. It's like cheating. It is.
Yeah. What I find with gratitude is it can be a weapon too, right? Because I mean, when I approach someone and I get on the phone, I probably shouldn't say this, but hopefully the rumor won't get out there. I use it to my benefit sometimes. I do. I go, listen, I'm really grateful for what you just said. Just that one-liner. They'll be like, really? I'll be, yeah, I'm grateful you said that. I appreciate you saying that. It makes a lot of sense. Like along those lines, you get that person in a totally different vibration.
Right.
Where they're just going to trust you almost instantly. It's the same thing as giving a compliment almost, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's an instant switch for yourself, but also for others. Thank you. I'm grateful for what you just did. There's not enough of that going around. No one's doing that.
There is not. There is not enough of that stuff. That's why I mentioned people every day. That's why I mention people every day who I'm grateful for. That I can't say I'm grateful for this little backdrop that I have here, but I'm not going to get anything back from that unless I fall on my head. Which one of my dogs might knock it over or something. But when I say I'm grateful for Marc Lalonde, if I say I'm grateful for you, you feel better. You go, okay, why? Why they're gonna look at me and say, why did he do that?
Instantly. Trust me, people don't love you for your personality, Bob. It's because you're grateful. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, every time you put out a grateful video there, the first one you did about me, it was the one where I did Friday Night Live, actually.
Friday Night Live, right.
It's the night you kicked over your computer there, remember?
Yeah, I was offline for a while.
I remember that.
Yep.
Because you did me a testimonial, but the next day you had put, I'm grateful for Marc Lalonde. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? I go, I don't know. I don't know who this guy in a yellow t-shirt is, but I like him. You know, it's true. It was instant. I liked it right away.
That's the power of it. That's why I tell people that's the power of gratitude. And yet people don't sit back and they'll start thinking about how bad their life is, you know. And they just and I did a video the other day. I was talking about it's like you know the big trucks that have drills on the back of them. They're going to drill a big footing, a big pylon or something. It's like people get stuck and they get stuck in one spot and they don't move. They might be stuck 17 years ago and they're there. Well, this happened to me. Somebody said no to me one time. And that's why I can't do anything because they're drilling, they're going down in a hole, they're going deeper and deeper and deeper. Don't do that.
You know, I just had an idea. I just had because I told you I'm a strategy guy, right? I go for results. You're a gratitude guy. There must be a way to merge those because when I go on Facebook and I shouldn't say pitch. When I go and I connect, that's a better word. Mm-hmm. When I connect with people on Facebook, I find things in common. But what if you were grateful for something that was either on their wall or something? What if you threw out the first approach, a piece of gratitude based on what you see on their profile? I wonder how that would transform into numbers.
Well, you know that would work. You know that would work because gratitude is like you said. It's not only a weapon, but it's a strategy. It's real. It's cheating. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah,
it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart.
Well, I had a hardcore buddy who took a gratitude course. It was like super expensive, and like on day number one, their lesson on day number one was to wear a blindfold from the moment they woke up out of bed. They didn't leave the house that day. They wore a blindfold, and they had to spend the rest of their day wherever they went with the blindfold on completely, until they went to bed that night, and then share their experiences the next day. And it was just like, so now are you grateful for being able to see? Are you? And it kind of brought them to a new level. I didn't do that, but just hearing that story, I'm like, oh, wow. That's why when I say the $1 million baby scene, when she can't even move, right? She's got blisters under her arms. Just being mobile, it's crazy. It's crazy. Those little things to be grateful for, you know?
It is, but we don't think about it. People, they'll start thinking about the things they don't have. They're
Yeah.
drilling a big hole and they're staying stuck. But
Yeah.
you take it, you've been doing it since for years and years and years. So to be proactive and practice it. It's not being grateful, it's practicing it. And that's what makes the difference was when you practice. Like practice anything, practice your network marketing, practice your exercise every day. You're doing it. It's your DMO. That becomes you're just like, I don't wake up one day and say, I think I'm not going to brush my teeth today. There's never a day I'm not going to brush. None of us are not going to brush our teeth. We got to brush our freaking teeth. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to go to the bathroom. When it becomes your daily method of operation. That's when it becomes you.
I call it unconsciously competent. The 4 levels of competency. I always talk about those.
And then there's people like you who take it to a 5th level, and that's where you are. That's where you are with what you're going on. That's why it's so awesome because you're just giving things away, and that's why everything is flowing to you.
Yeah, it is. But I also understand the business behind it now. Like I understand how it works. If I did not have a network marketing company, because I am a businessman, right? Like I've been an entrepreneur all my life. That's what, first and foremost, I need to generate an income, a very healthy profit. So if I did not have an MLM, it's not that I wouldn't give, but I'd give more than what I'm taking, you know, than the value.
What would you do if MLM disappeared?
Yep.
Today, it goes okay. No more MLM. It's gone. It's illegal. What would you do?
I'd focus on my brick and mortar. I have a brick and mortar business.
Do you?
This is the network marketing is probably 50% of my time now. I spend almost about 8 hours a day. I spend on network marketing, attraction marketing online. I was telling Norbert this too. He goes, what's your DMO? I go, well, first of all, I'm not going to share you all of it because there's secrets that I don't want to share. And I go, but I'll tell you what, I'll tell you some of it. But keep in mind, this is only 8 hours because I have like a real business, like a real non-online fitness business that's with fitness trainers that's doing its own thing, right? So that's my big dream. That's beyond what I'm doing here. But this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way to learn about online marketing. It's a beautiful way to make whatever 5-6 figures a month residual. It's actually not as hard as people think. And once you got that 5 or 6 figures a month, 6 figures preferably every single month, you can do whatever you want. You can fund whatever you need. And along the way, I'm learning about marketing and leadership and a lot of skills I'm learning in this game I can apply to my stuff after my brick and mortar, you know, because we'll be franchising in the next couple of years, like selling franchise units. So that's going to help with marketing that stuff. So if MLM wasn't here, I'd be a businessman. I sure as heck would not be going back to a job. That's for sure. No matter how broke I was. No.
Let me ask you, how important is it for you to get things from other leaders, to learn from other experiences from other people? How important has that been in your life?
It's everything. It's everything. And I'll tell you what, there's some leaders that I shouldn't say this. I have favorites. Okay? I have favorite leaders there's some that I don't follow. Just it's not my style. Right. You know, and some of them I relate to more, or I you know, it's just we have favorites for whatever reasons. But I'll tell you this, if they are leaders, I like to hang out and check out what they're doing all the time because they're doing something right if they're there. It's like I don't know if you know Ty Lopez on YouTube, the guy with the Ferrari in his garage and the bookshelf. he's got an ad where he's like, here's how I get my Ferrari with this bookshelf. It's knowledge. You don't know that commercial?
I think I have seen him.
So that guy's got like stupid amounts of cash coming in, and he flashes his mansions and everything, and people say, "Oh, he's so full of BS. He doesn't even have a real business." I'm like, you know what? Okay, sure, maybe he BS's a little bit, but at the end of the day, he interviewed Mark Cuban in his own home. At the end of the day, he donates this much. At the end of the day, he's making this much. At the end of the day, he gets like so many million views per video. So because I observe him, doesn't mean I want to do what he does. It means I can extract certain skills that he uses. So it's super important, Bob. I look at everybody. I dissect. I dissect pieces from everyone and create my own brand, right?
Right. Now, how about who has been like your biggest inspiration of like this last couple of years? Who's been inspired you the most?
Ooh, I'd probably have to go with Tony Robbins. I mean, he's pretty well de facto. Like so many of my strategies that are deeply rooted inside of me. Like whenever I'm like, what would Tony do now? Almost. So he'd be like up there. There's certain books, right? Like Think and Grow Rich. I literally have it on here now. Like I'm always listening to that book because whenever I pop on it, Tony, here's what happens with me. Every day I'm facing different challenges of some kind. Every day, every single day. Yesterday, I had to do a conference call with a couple of Montreal ladies, completely in French. And I don't know if you know Montreal French, but it's crisp. I'm French, but I'm more of a Quebec French. And they were talking in network marketing terms. And I'm like, how do you even say lead in French? Like, I didn't know. It's almost like talking computers in a different language. So, and I was like, this was a new challenge to me. So it's kind of like before I got on the phone, I was thinking of getting all prepared and everything. And I'm like, what would Tony do? What would Anthony Robbins do? Would he put off that meeting, or would he just get on the phone and just do it? I'm a French guy. I'll figure it out. And I just did it. I was nervous. And so what I'm saying is I withdraw from a lot of these leaders all the time. Sometimes all it takes is listening to a part of Awaken the Giant Within. I've read that book a million times, but if I'm in a certain situation, I'll just play a random chapter, or Personal Power, a random chapter, and I'll be like, ha, now I know what to do. It's weird, isn't it?
It is. Thank God for YouTube, because YouTube brings all of this stuff to us for free. Like that. It's so
awesome.
Cool.
Well, I found out about My Lead System Pro by YouTube, right?
Did you?
Yeah, well, that's a funny story, My Lead System Pro, because I was I was making about 20 grand a month in network marketing. But the problem was, my story is pretty simple. I was a computer guy for 18 years. I got stressed out. I found network marketing. Within 6 months of beating the streets, harassing people, I was making about 10 grand a month, quit my job, haven't looked back since. It's going to be my 3rd year anniversary, March 18th, since I gave my boss the old boot. But the thing is, I've always struggled to break that 20 grand, and it's not for a lack of effort. I was working like a beast, and I'm looking at these people making the 100 grand a month, and they're just doing a couple of webinars, and that's how it started. I'm like, okay, instead of just beating my head against the wall all the time, I'd break like 20 grand, 21 grand last month. Then if I wasn't always going, I'd drop back to 16 grand. And I wanted to get past that 100 grand. So what happened was I started searching on, guess where? YouTube. Started searching on YouTube. There's a lot of people are still hanging around. Hey, they're not bored of us yet. Oh, see Ray Tarlay. You see, he knows Ty Lopez. The guy knows everything, that guy. We're just talking about. So yeah, oh no, with YouTube, it was funny, Bob, because I found a leader talking about MLSP and attraction marketing, and that's how I found out about it. Like I signed up. I don't even have a. Are you in My Lead System Pro?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. I am no longer a mastering member though, because I had a lot of other things I was in it, but I just got I had too many other things to do, so I got out of it temporarily.
We got to get you that membership for free. That's what I like to get my people to do right off the bat. Get them their 2 mastery, because then it's free, right?
I love Bilingual System Pro. I love all the people involved in it. I just had so many other things that I was doing and I wasn't marketing it. I just was not. So that's why I just didn't make any sense to me at that time. But everybody I met is from there. All these marketers. I love it. I love the people in it, and I know what it stands for. You can't be too distracted though with too many things unless you're a person like yourself that can do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I just the thing is, people say that I don't have much experience because I've only been in this for a year. But here's the thing, Bob. Experience is not based on the years. It's based on the hours, correct?
Right.
It's the hours that make you a professional or not. So like if somebody's been in this game for 5-10 years, but they put in 2 hours a week, and I'm putting in 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's just
quick.
Yeah, it's in hours, not days,
right,
or weeks. So that's the only thing that may separate me from, and my success has been fair. It hasn't been mind blowing. Seriously, it's a lot of people have you know what it comes down to, in my opinion? The fear of the telephone. I really do believe that, because I say it all the time. Your phone is a cash machine, man.
Is it telephone, or is it just rejection and period you think that people are afraid of?
Yeah, it's rejection. Yeah, but usually it occurs on the phone, because I wouldn't waste my time with personal rejection anymore now that I know what I know. Because with the internet, do you have any idea what kind of lists of people you can generate for minimum amount of time and money that you can completely relate with? Because my warm market is not my warm. I think Lisa Grossman the other day was talking about hot market, warm market, and cold market, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hot market are the people that love and trust you and your family and friends. That's your hot market. You're, in my opinion, a warm market, and Mark Yarnell says this. I learned this from Mark Yarnell. If you don't know who Mark Yarnell is,
I know
he only generated, I believe, over $100 million in network marketing. He's a legend. My first year in network marketing. And he says his warm market is people he has things in common with.
Okay.
So warm. So what he would do, check this out. He would look out people who were hang gliders, like hang glider, what do you call them? The people who jump off cliffs with those hang gliders?
Yeah, hang gliders, yeah.
And he would find lists of all the hang gliders in his state, or in his city, his state. I think it was only his state. He got a list of them. And when he would cold call them, all he would say is, he goes, look, my name's Mark Yarnell. I'm also a hang glider. He would get that connection right away. Right. And he would say, now he goes, and I'm from your state. He goes, before I ask you about what kind of gear you're using or where you hang glide, and the instant report. And then he would say, I found a way for hang gliders to make an extra X amount of money. And just by doing that, that was his warm market. So he had a list of warm market just because of what they had in common. And I got to tell you, it works, because I'm a personal trainer, and I've called up personal trainers and opened up with a personal trainer line. So that's like, it's unbelievable how, if you were to do that and not worry about the fear, you're going to get stupid rich. Seriously. Mark Yarnell said he got to 100 grand a month before he could even go through like 10% of his list.
Jeez. What would you say for somebody to overcome that initial fear? The best strategy that you could give somebody who says, yeah, that sounds great, Mark, but I'm still scared. What would you tell that person?
Yeah, I would say find a coach, man. Find a coach. Find someone find someone. It's almost too difficult to do it on your own. I hate to say this, but find someone, because here's what I do with my people. I go, do you want to go? Do you want to make money? Do you want to run? Well, we're going to book this time together. We're going to print out a list. on Google Hangouts. Here I am, I got my phone, you got your phone. Let me do the first one. And I'll go like, hey, and I'll read the script out and they'll be on Hangouts with me. And I'll be like, you see, I just got told to, they just flipped me off. Was that hard? Am I offended? I go, no, I'm happy because that's a no. We got a no out of the way. So I'm gonna let you do the next one. Then they're gonna do it, and then I'm gonna do it. Then we're gonna do that for an hour, back and forth. And I'll say, okay, your homework is due 20 over the next week. I'll see you next Saturday. That's what I would recommend you do, is find someone who is doing it, who's willing to do it with you, not send you a document, do it with you. And if you're building a network marketing company, guys, I gotta tell you guys something. There are people out there that are making $20 million in this business. Let's just say $1 million a year. And out of that $1 million, they have an organization of like 5,000 people. And out of that $1 million, $900,000 of it is coming from 3 people, 3 leaders. The rest are just customers or duds. So once you grab your hold, get your claws into someone, train them one-on-one, it's worth it. Because you're gonna know right away if they got what it takes. And it's not skills. If they have the desire to do it, you can train anybody. Look at what's behind me here. I don't have this back here. I don't have this back here because I like his partying ways. You guys know what that is?
Yep.
This guy, Jordan Belfort, he trained people on the telephone who were high school dropouts to make millions of dollars a year, just by teaching them how to read scripts. So, I mean, I'm a little off base now, but what he did was he literally trained them. If you watch the movie, it's kind of comical because the real Jordan Belfort said in an interview how accurate that part of the movie was. When he'd read a script in front of them and do it right in front of them so they could see him do it, you know?
Amazing.
So I mean, yeah, you need the one-on-one, unfortunately, because, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, it only takes a handful of people to make you $1 million a year or a month. Or again, I keep talking about money because the amount of money you make in this game is completely related to the number of people you're helping. We're way over, aren't we?
Yeah, we went over quite a bit, but that's what people are doing a business for, is to make money. I mean, you know, let's be honest with you. That's why people just open up home-based businesses. They want to make money. They're not doing it because they just want something to do. They can pick up knitting or something if they want something to do. They're looking to make money. So that's what people come here. That's what people come to this interview for, to find out. And I think they got that. I think they got, even though we came in with, it's all about gratitude, I think they got that. I think they got what they came for.
Well, I got to tell you, if there's 3 things you should be grateful for, guys, today, I was thinking about this. If I could tell them, because you're on this webinar, you're watching us, you're obviously an entrepreneur. You have a vision. The 3 things that I'm currently super grateful for is finding network marketing. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like a team duplicating. It's absolutely insane. A residual income, it should not be legal. Thank God the people who are fearless are getting rewarded. It's rock star money. And I'm starting to penetrate in those levels. So I can tell you, it's rock star money where you can do anything you want with that money. Number 1 is that. Grateful for network marketing. Number 2, grateful for this technology right here. You see Google Hangouts? Where do you live, Bob? Where are you?
San Diego.
San Diego. I'm in Ottawa, Ontario. It feels like we're in the same boardroom, guys.
I know.
Ridiculous. You combine this with network marketing to train leaders. This is just all clicking, for me this year. I'm like, this is just those 2 things. You know how grateful we should be that we're aware of these things? Pick a good network marketing company, get some good training by some pros like us. We're all pros here. We generally are pros, and teach your people to do the same. It's unbelievable. We all have a gold mine. Like it's better than a lottery, and I'll tell you why. Because if you were to win 10 million in a lottery, you ain't getting any better. This ain't getting any better. This is, so that's what I'm grateful for, technology and network marketing right now.
Well, that's wonderful. Hey, Mark, this has been just a tremendous interview. We went like way over, but that's so cool. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing all of those things. So, what's the best way people? How can people? The best way they can get a hold of you then?
The best way to get a hold of me, you know what I'll do? I'll give you guys my training site because I put up all my webinars on there for free, and you guys are really going to benefit from this. I don't know. Hey, haters gonna hate, right? Haters gonna hate. So here's all the stuff I give normally to my Mastery MLSP members, but today only on the Bob Miller Show.
Oh wait.
No, but I'll let you guys into the. I'll let you guys into my Mastery group on Facebook. And the easiest way to do that is I'm going to type it in. If you go to asklalonde, asklalonde.com/MLSP training altogether. So MLSP training, if you go there, you're going to see all of my training as I do them, and I put them up. I update them regularly, and everything I do goes up there. And like I don't do training within MLSP anymore. I just do it to the public. So you'll get the most recent stuff. You'll see what I'm doing, what's hot, what's not, that kind of stuff. So I just put it in the chat right now.
Thank you so much, Mark. That's good. And I will edit it. I will put all this stuff inside the replay when it comes out in just a little bit. It'll come out this morning. I'll put these links inside of the YouTube video, so everybody will, unless you don't want me to. Of course, they got it now anyways because I heard you say it, so I might as well type it in anyways.
Yeah, put them in. And also, Bob, I'm going to put this on my Twitter, this interview. I'm gonna put this interview on my Twitter. So how can people find you?
BobMillerSuccess.com.
What is it?
My name, BobMillerSuccess.com.
BobMillerSuccess.com.
Yep, that's
awesome. We're gonna trade it up. My followers will check you out for sure, buddy.
Awesomeness. That's cool. I appreciate that. Hey, before we leave, I've got to give a shout out for tomorrow's show. Tomorrow I'm having a person who comes out every Thursday. We've got a regular person who comes out every Thursday, Priscilla McMillan. It's her birthday today. So I want to give a big shout out today for Priscilla McMillan. She comes out every Thursday. And I met her through the whole Jackson Kelly Friday Night Live thing that we're all connected with through that. And Chris Schaus later on today is going to be doing a training with Len Mooney later on at 5 o'clock this afternoon, East or Pacific time. So get a hold of Chris Schaus or get a hold of Len Mooney, and you can check out the training that he's going to have a little bit later on. And tomorrow I'm having a really good friend of mine. She wrote the best law of attraction book in 2012. It's called How to Allow. Her name is Susan Shearer Young. Amazing lady. So if you really want to know how to allow things to come into your life, she wrote, like I said, it was voted the best law of attraction book back in 2012. A cool lady. She should be a fun interview tomorrow. So check that out. So Mark, thank you again so much for coming here. This has been just
awesome.
Fantastic. And I just really appreciate everything that you did, everything you shared with everybody. I appreciate everybody sticking around for as long as you guys did here. So thank you, everybody. So just go out there and have yourself a great day, filled with positive momentum, and keep up that gratitude, and because it works, doesn't it?
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye, guys.